Hello, and welcome back to a shorter version of Got Your Back Chat. It's a podcast where we talk about whatever we want as young people. Today we're joined by Scarlett and Jess and me, Josh. Are we all okay?
Yeah. Yep. Are you?
I'm great. I'm just tired. Today we're talking about fake news. We've been covering this theme throughout September, so make sure you subscribe and follow us on socials at GYB Hull or search Got Your Back Hull on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok and Spotify. Have we got opinions on fake news or what's on the media or stuff like that?
What, an opinion on just on fake news in general?
Yeah, or the way it's impacted.
Well, it's annoying, isn't it? Like, you go to the news expecting to get like a news story that you can trust, and then it's often either misconstrued in a way that you don't understand or that's not true, or just the whole story's fake to begin with, or it's based on something that's fake. It's just very, very annoying.
Do you think it impacts society on a bigger way than we expect?
Yeah, because like I think it impacts the personal thing it's about more than society as a whole. But it definitely impacts people because also like if there's a big news story going around that's like shocking, because fake news is often about big things. It's not these little scale things. It's like big deals that fake news is often about. And if there's like a big news story, it'll be on 5 different channels. So you've got 5 different groups of people getting 5 different stories on the same thing that could have been fake to begin with. So I think definitely, because everyone's then got a different idea.
I mean, I agree. I think because they are, like Jess said, like the huge stories, and then it's sort of a huge story that a lot of people see, and then a lot of people have this wrong idea about like a person or a thing, and then it could really affect someone, or it could really affect like a business or something. And yeah.
Do you two worry about how it impacts you personally?
I think I'm pretty wary of fake news, and I don't really I'd like to say I'm quite good at telling whether it's fake news or not. Whether that's true or not is different, but I like to think I am. So I don't think it really impacts me personally that much, because I kind of hope I'm good at it.
I don't really believe anything on the news until it's been like a few days since the news stories come out. So like if a news story comes out like, oh my god, this is shocking, this is happening, I'm like, yeah, but give it 3 days, and if it's still happening, then I'll care about it. But like to begin with, we'll just leave that one there. Like even like COVID, like when the first news stories came out about that, I was just kind of like, yeah, but like, is it actually going to happen? Is this actually a thing? And then it got to like the Thursday before we went into lockdown. I was like, okay, maybe there's actually something going on here. But like, I always give it time. I don't believe everything I read straight away.
You said you had a story about fake news, didn't you, Jess?
I do, but it was more of a funny one. It was more about like being able to tell whether it's real or not. Basically, it was April Fool's, and I really should have remembered it was April Fool's. But my friend sent a picture that looks like it was from BBC News, and it was basically that they were going to change the name of my university to a different name, because where my university is, it's the name of it is not where it is. So they were going to change it to the village it's in, as opposed to like what it's called now. And it looked so believable. And I was like freaking out. I was like, no, they can't change it because it'll just sound rubbish. Like, as if they're going to do that, why would they change the name of a big uni to a village? And it was fake. She'd made it herself. Like, she made the page herself. She'd like edited it herself. And I was like, and it looked so real. It was more of a funny one than anything else, but I genuinely believed it. And I thought I was good at like telling, but apparently not. And I didn't even do a check on it. I didn't even like search to think, oh, are they doing this? I just kind of was like, oh, yeah, they are. Cool. But yeah, they weren't, thankfully. You know what I mean? You can do a lot with an editing software. Do you know what I mean?
I have a weird thing where I thought something was fake news and it wasn't fake news, which is recently, do you know how Boris Johnson's changing all of the pounds, ounces, like he's changing all the metric weights, like kilograms, meters, centimeters, he's changing them back to inches, feet.
Is he?
Yeah, but doesn't that sound like
yeah, but well, to be fair though, we don't use the new system. We don't use the new system. Not really. Like when you go abroad, everything's in kilometres now. We still use miles, which is the old system. And then like people here still use yards. Like if you go on your sat nav, it's yards. I'm like, what is a yard? Like, I don't know. But then I also couldn't tell you, like, I say my height in feet and inches. I went to university and I was like, oh, how tall are you? And my flatmate, because he's quite small, lesson, he was like, oh, I'm on 167. I was like, what? So he's like, I'm 167. And they just say it in centimetres. They don't even know feet and inches, like people from like the rest of Europe. But I only know my height in feet and inches. But why has he changed it back? Like, everything.
I don't know, it felt like fake news to me.
Yeah. No, but like, you know, you buy a kilogram bag of flour. Is that going back to like...
Yeah, whatever. I don't know.
No, why?
Kilogram, 1,000 gram. Oh.
No, because it's grams and kilograms and grams. That's metric. So imperial would be pounds and ounces.
But why is he doing that?
Because he's trying to seem like he's really good mates with Joe Biden, is what it is.
Yeah, but isn't America in the new system anyway?
No, it's all pounds and ounces
Theirs
and
is
stuff, innit?
still...
You want to put 1 pound of
That's why
sugar...
we changed it in like the 60s or 70s because there was a massive...
Not America, in England.
Yeah, in England.
We're technically taught metric.
Oh, but that'll be because we left the EU. Oh, I see. I wouldn't be happy about it because I don't know what a pound or ounce is. The only thing I know is that babies are weighed in pounds and ounces. Can you imagine giving birth to a baby and going, hi, 720 grams? Like, that'd be really weird.
Sounds like you're going to eat it. Like a recipe.
Do you guys think the future's uncertain because of the impact of fake news and conspiracies?
The future of the world?
Take it as you wish.
No. Because I think there's always a way to check it. There's always going to be a way. If you see something you think, I mean, like the conversation we just had, if you see something and you think it's fake news, there's probably a way for you to check it to some extent. Like, I don't think the future is uncertain.
Do we not think social media impacts people that much these days that some people believe it that to some extent that they also almost try and prove it all?
Well, maybe the immediate future. Like, if you see something, it might immediately impact you a hell of a lot, and you might be like, but then in like a few days or like in a few hours when you find out that it's fake, then you'll be like, oh, okay, it's fine then.
I thought it was fake when Paul Ritter died, but that wasn't fake. I was just sad.
Yeah, but that's not the future being uncertain.
No,
that's
but what I mean is like
sad because someone died.
Same with Sean Walker. I was so sad when Sean
There's
Walker
been
died.
so many fake celebrity deaths though. There's been a few, I swear.
Like when they thought Stan Lee was dead for a year, but he won. And then he actually died.
Yeah, no, but there was one. Who was it that died? Was it X? It might have been X. I can't remember.
Yeah, and they all thought he was still alive.
Yeah.
We
And there
thought
was a
fake too.
conspiracy for like a year that he was still alive.
Yeah, they do that with almost like every rapper that
Yeah,
dies.
but have they accepted he's dead yet? Because I don't even know. I don't
I
think
think
they
they
have.
have.
Mm,
They just say that different rappers are different rappers incarnate, aren't they?
yeah.
It's just a bit weird, isn't it?
I don't think the future's uncertain.
But do you think too many people believe in conspiracies like that sometimes? Or?
Oh, so many conspiracies. I hate conspiracies, but I love them. But I hate them. Do you know what I mean?
No.
People still think the Earth is flat. Like, it's...
Jess is definitely a flat earther.
No, because I'd want to just walk off and see what happens. It's clearly not flat because I would have done that by now.
an ice wall, apparently. You can't walk. Yeah.
I want to find the ice wall.
That's melting. Do you think that the new flat earthers are anti-vax?
What? Oh yeah, you could do that, couldn't you? The people that believed in the flat Earth now believe that the vaccine is
It's just all the same.
a pile of crap.
Texas.
I don't understand anti-vaxxers. I'm sorry. Wait, there's no anti-vaxxers in the room, are there?
Get your vaccines,
Just
kids.
checking, right, good. I don't understand them. They irritate me. Because when you're younger, you go to school and you have 10 different vaccines or something stupid. And then when you're a baby, you have 10 different vaccines. And parents...
Yeah, but anti-vaxxers tend to be the ones that didn't do that.
Yeah, but I swear they're compulsory when you're younger. Not the ones when you're 14, 15, but when you're a baby, they're compulsory. And the same parents now that are going, I don't want to get the vaccine, I don't know what's in it, are the same ones that dragged their child to the doctors when they were 2 to get vaccines when they were younger. They're not... I'm pretty sure no parent, or very few parents anyway, actually researched what was in the vaccines, that the measles vaccine, the MMR, is that what it's called, that one? That vaccine, when you're 2, are the same ones now that are trying to Google what's in the COVID vaccine. Just get it. I really don't understand it.
I feel like Facebook is just the main culprit of everything.
And Twitter. But no, the thing with it though, is I'm just I was actually quite annoyed when the government said they weren't doing vaccine passports. I thought they should have done that. I thought they really should have said, you can't go in unless you're vaccinated or you've had a PCR beforehand. I was like, just do it, because then people will just go and get it, because the people that are you, Alice said, using it as a personality trait are now going to turn around and be like, well, nah, because now I want to go on holiday, so I might as well get the vaccine. Because that's what a lot of people would do. But
Do you think the government chose to not have vaccine passports because their votership is more likely to be people who don't want, who are that, the past people who don't want to be controlled by the system, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, because they're conservatives, aren't they? Yeah. Because, I mean, they're kind of... But to be fair, I don't know if that's like a bit of an outdated thing, that conservatives are more... Well, obviously they are, but like, as in, people who vote conservative are people that are purely capitalist, people that are all for themselves and that. I mean, yeah, there probably is a higher percentage than if Labour was in power, and I'm sure if Labour was, then they probably would say, like, okay, you have to get it. I don't know. Potentially.
As well, there's, you know, when like people are campaigning, like when it's like Labour and Conservatives, like they spread fake news about each other all the time. Like you never know what to believe.
What's it called? Is it called propaganda?
Yeah.
Propaganda.
I was thinking of the club and I was like, they can't do the same thing. That's my mind being on night out mode, sorry. No, but like even back like thinking war times, war propaganda was like horrendous, and people were like, "Oh, I'm glad that we have rules in place that they can't do that now," but they still do. And like, I tell you one thing that was quite interesting. I guess it's kind of fake news. Adverts, because obviously on adverts you can't lie, right? There's like laws in place. You can't lie on an advert, but
It's literally called false advertising.
yeah, but still it's this type of fake news. I swear. Like if you're watching an advert of like a new shampoo and it's like 95% of women would rate this shampoo very highly, 5 out of 5 stars, and you look in the fine print and it's 19 out of the 20 people they've reviewed. And I'm like, well, it's not really a great sample, but then that people are going to buy it being like, oh my god, it's 95% great. But then they've only done 20 people, and the 20 people they could have done could have all been like white women with blonde hair. And then if you get like someone who's darker skinned with curly hair, it's not going to work for them, but they wouldn't know that because they didn't read the fine print saying that the sample size was 20 people.
Are there any conspiracy theories you two believe in?
There's a few, but then they're kind of like, they're not like major. Well, I believe that the Diana crash wasn't there.
You definitely think the moon landing was fake.
No, I don't. No, I feel like that's a bit far. I feel like if that was fake, that's very petty of them. Because there was a massive space race going on, and then it just
Was
kind
it
of
petty
stopped.
of them? Because look at how major that is.
But think about it. How petty it would be to stage something just so the people that you were doing it against didn't do it.
Well, it's the main part of American history now.
Yeah, but imagine if it was fake. That's quite petty.
It's worked out for them, though, hasn't it? I mean, like...
Created a very famous lie. I can't lie, the first thing I'd do if I set foot on the moon would not be like, one small step forward, one giant leap for mankind. You definitely had like a whole team of management behind
Yeah, I
you
feel like
coming up with that for like 3 months. I would just be like, oh, I'm on the moon. And do some little skips, do you think?
Like, ayo!
Yeah, I've never understood that one. But I don't know. Conspiracies. There's conspiracies around everything there. Like everything that happens is a conspiracy. Like even like ones I do believe in is like artists bring out music and people can like guess that they're bringing out a new album from like the colour of their nails on an Instagram post. They're pretty cool conspiracies. Like, there's one going around at the moment that Kylie Jenner's having a boy based on like the colour of her nails on an Instagram post. I'm like, oh, I love how that's how we're telling what stars are doing now. It's quite funny.
Quite fun for the celebrities as well, being able to like.
Imagine if they did actually do that though.
Definitely do that.
Taylor Swift
I know, but
does.
that's cool though.
Being a Swiftie is exhausting. Literally, the Easter egg she leaves. So that's a story for another day.
Well, because
That's
there's
the
one.
Swiftie podcast.
Yeah, but there's one now about like she did a TikTok when she did Wildest Dreams again. And there was like a glitch.
There was a glitch, that's the same glitch in the Bad Blood music video, which is from 1989, but she hasn't announced the 1989 re-recordings yet. She's announced Red. So we're not sure when 1989 comes out. And also, the day releases all add up to like 1989. And she's a Fearless, that was the first re-recording. She sent signed CDs for $19.89. So no one knows what's going on.
No, but I swear she's doing it because there's an interview of her saying that someone sold her music.
Do you believe any conspiracy theories, Jo?
Not really, no.
There's
No, I'm quite a plain guy.
There's a conspiracy theory at my school which is just quite funny, that when you first get to my school in like year 7, you try the school pizzas and they're so good, and then you try them again when you're in like year 8 and they're just absolutely awful and they are so gross. But there's a conspiracy theory that like most people in my school believe that they make the food nicer in the first few weeks of the year and then just give up. It's definitely not true, because why would they do that? But it's just like
They have this like meeting with all the chefs at the beginning of the year, like, come on guys, we can do it. And then like a few months in, they're all just like, nah.
yeah.
That could make sense. It would get more people to buy school dinners.
That's true.
Yeah.
Holding out for hope that pizza's going to taste as good.
I think ours is at my school. It was the same crappy food provider for the entire year, so I don't think there was any chance of it changing because everything was just heated up.
Do you not even believe in like Jeffrey Epstein like still being alive and stuff like that?
No.
Or being
he's
killed. Well, I think he's dead, but I think he got killed
Yeah.
because he
No,
holds a lot of secrets.
no, I think he's.
Oh, I don't know.
dead.
What about like Twin Towers or anything like that?
No.
I believe that.
I make jokes about it, like. No, like, I'm not like that, not like that. Yeah, you like like the Bush type thing, you know, people are like, oh, you're
Yeah,
Bush
yeah,
fan. I make
yeah.
jokes about that. Like, I don't make jokes about the Twin Towers. Like, I don't make jokes about that. 'Cause I'm not
I'd like
bad.
to think not.
I'm not that bad.
You are.
Right,
I'm
this is
not.
definitely getting into that.
That's alright then.
I'm going to edit so it gets rid of the I don't make jokes. It goes, I make jokes about the Twin Towers. I do make fake news.
Yeah, exactly. It gets so much hate.
Josh has lost the will to live.
Yeah, I'm done. Do you think fake news can be damaging?
You sound like a robot.
I think it can be damaging more so for the person that it's about than anything else. Because someone, like, if someone's saying that a pop star's died and they just haven't died, like, that pop star then has to go to, like, all the media outlets on their Instagram to be like, guys, I'm not dead. Like, I know it's a very, like, baseline example, but can you imagine everyone thinking you were dead and you had to, like, go back over and say...
I've got another spin on this. How about instead of the rumour that someone's dead, a rumour that someone's done something and they start getting cancelled and that rumour spreads? How about that?
Well, no, because, like, there was one about Charlie and Dixie D'Amelio, because there was something about... It's so stupid.
I'm being tight to people and stuff.
No, the chicken nuggets. And everyone was like, oh, so disrespectful. But they're like, well, you do realise it's on the TV show, it's been edited. And, like, that's, like, something where that's kind of fake news, because people have seen the edited version, it makes them look like brats, because they have to get ratings up, but then realistically they're not. It's just they wanted chicken nuggets over snails.
I just hate cancel culture, full stop. It's just unneeded.
No, I agree with it in certain situations, if it's true.
No, but like bringing things up from the past, like things that celebrities have
From the past, yeah. Like if it's like people try.
If it's present, then I get it. If someone's done something like a really bad like present, then I get that.
Yeah,
like,
well, when they kicked someone out of the I'm a Celebrity Jungle, I can't remember who it was.
when they did that thing, when they sacked Kevin Hart from the, I think it was the Grammys or the Oscars, from us in the Oscars, because they were tweeting made like 20 years before he was there.
But that's the thing, like, and like the one that they got kicked out of the jungle, that was from tweets like 8-9 years ago. The world was completely different 8-9 years ago. Obviously, you don't, like, the words he was using is not okay, but far more people used them than just him at that point, and it's just that he didn't delete his tweets. James Charles, I was on when the whole Tati Westbrook thing happened, and then that was whole fake news because no one knew who was lying. Because it was like Tati did her Bye Sister video, then James apologised, essentially saying that everything was true. Then she deleted her video, and then he brought out another video basically being like, actually it's not true, blah, 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 blah. But then there was like 3 people that testified against him, and then Jeffree Star got involved, and it was just a whole mess.
Any advice for younger people who could be influenced by what they read?
Just check. Like, that's the advice, is just check.
Don't read.
Yeah, if you are reading, check. But if you can't read,
Wait for the T channels to bring out a video on it.
I actually think that's probably the worst advice.
What's the T
The
channel?
T channels on YouTube.
Yeah, drama channels are not a trusted source of news.
They're so good. No, because they're making money off of bringing news stories in like an opinionated way. they know more about it. I'd rather watch something from someone who's 20 than something from someone who's like 40, 45 and probably doesn't care less about what the celebrities are doing. I think there's a level. But I don't read newspapers because they bore me. No advice for anyone, Josh?
No, I'm not the advice guy. I'm the one who comes for advice, not gives it.
That's it from us this month. Thanks for listening and watching. And make sure to follow us on our socials at GYB Hall. Remember, all of our episodes are on YouTube and Spotify. Bye.
Bye.
Super.
A little wave, Josh.
You're missing Declan.
No, I see him every day.
Got Your Back Chat is a podcast made by Got Your Back, a media made by young people for young people. Got Your Back Chat is managed by Eskimosoup for the Got Your Back campaign. Alice O'Dwyer is our campaign lead, Jenny Harrison is our producer, Keely Graham is our designer, and Peyton Hutchinson made the jingle. You can follow Got Your Back on social media by searching @GYBHull, and make sure to subscribe to this podcast wherever you're listening to hear more in the future.